Petr No Mercy Yan is the current UFC Bantamweight champion. After a meteoric rise through the ranks, going from his UFC debut to champion in just over 2 years, knocking out the legend Jose Aldo to claim the throne. Yan has been in the fighting world from a young age, learning Taekwondo and getting into street fights. He later went on to train for 8 years as a boxer, achieving the title of Master of Sport. On top of that, he has a degree in physical culture and sport, which he obtained before his MMA stint, so it's safe to say his whole life has revolved around combat. Rocking an 11-fight win streak and being undefeated in the UFC, Yan looks to reign over the division for years to come. In this video, we will break down the stats and the science behind Petr Yan. Yan stands at 5'7" with a 67-inch reach. Although he is average height for the division, he has a 2-inch deficit from the divisional average. Yan uses a switch stance, constantly switching between southpaw and orthodox to keep himself unpredictable and utilize different angles. His feints are a significant part of his game, constantly twitching and feigning to draw his opponents into mistakes. Although he likes his leg kicks and body kicks, Yan's striking is definitely boxing heavy, which might be given away by his high, tight guard. Yan has fast punches, and because of his constant stance switching, he likes to throw his rear hand as a single strike, usually a cross or an uppercut to split the guard. He will even switch stances in the middle of a combo. He is not a high volume striker, but instead picks and times his shots. Although looking at his stats, it definitely looks like he throws volume. He has a significant strikes landed per minute of 6.32 and a striking accuracy of 50%, as well as a strikes absorbed per minute of 3.25 and a striking defense of 63%. Yan is the highest striking differential in bantamweight history at 3.07 and the 6th highest in UFC history. The reason for Yan's success on the feet is his calmness and control. Although he throws heat, he doesn't rush or get lured into brawls. This can be seen in his title fight with Jose Aldo in both instances where he had Aldo hurt. He didn't rush in for the finish and instead stayed calm and picked his shots carefully. He couples this with slick head movement and bobs and weaves that looks effortless. His boxing is definitely one of the cleanest and technical displays in the UFC. The last big thing we want to touch on is Yan's elbows. He likes to throw elbows in the clinch, especially on the break, and they are brutal. They are crisp and deadly and can put someone out. Everything he does has a purpose. No rushing, no overcommitting, just calculated precision. Moving on, let's take a look at his clinch work. There isn't as much to say here, as someone who's primarily a striker, Yan doesn't aim to clinch up to either control against the cage or go for takedowns. Instead, he prefers to break as quickly as possible, often using the elbows we mentioned to do it. He doesn't let himself get caught up against the cage and nullifies attempts to put him there. He will also utilize foot trips on the clinch to punish and drop his opponents. Now let's take a look at Yan's ground game. It's no secret Yan is primarily a striker, but his ground game is nothing to scoff at. Yan has a takedown average of 1.46 and a takedown accuracy of 52%, as well as a submission average of 0.2 and an impressive takedown defense of 88%, which is the 4th highest in bantamweight history. Yan has excellent sprawls, which he uses in nearly every fight. Against Rivera and Faber, Yan was essentially avoiding takedowns the entire fight. He has only been taken down 3 times in his entire UFC career. Yan doesn't always avoid the ground though. If he's the one to take it there, he will employ top-level top control and ground and pound. This can be seen in his fights against Aldo and Silva de Andrade. He uses tight pressure from side control when trying to control his opponents, and will often use his knees to pin down their arm so he can land hammer fists and elbows at will. If his opponents give up their backs, Yan will often still control them from the side of turtle instead of attacking a back mount for more ground and pound. The same thing that makes Yan successful on the feet makes him successful on the ground, and that's his patience and calmness. Although his ground and pound is dangerous, he doesn't rush and make mistakes, potentially losing position or falling into a submission. He takes his time and gets the job done. Petr Yan is an excellent fighter that seemingly came out of nowhere to take the bantamweight strap. At the time of this video, he is scheduled to defend his title against Aljamain Sterling at UFC 259. We look forward to seeing him fight and continue his career. Before we wrap up this video, we just wanted to mention our MMA Discord community. It's a place for MMA fans to discuss the sport, share news, memes, and more. If you're interested, the link is in the description below. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for future content.